Ireland's 19 wins at home record broken by the All Blacks. Damian Mckenzie absolutely balls out in the 10 jumper, guiding the All Blacks to a famous win at the AVIVA Stadium. Proper showing of determination and never give up attitude by the All Blacks. Not Ireland's best performance, too many errors, poor discipline really cost them massively in this game. But oh, what a game it was. 23-13 win for the All Blacks. How good. Any questions around All Blacks being in a rebuilding phase or any question marks around Scott Robertson are all squashed after this game. Fantastic win for the All Blacks. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the game. Who played well, who didn't, who was your man of the match. I want to hear it. Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe while you're there. Before we do get into it though, guys, a bet is a bet. Duncan Craig, in the preview leading up to this game, put it out there that I didn't back the All Blacks versus England and the All Blacks won. I didn't back the All Blacks versus Ireland, and he's put it out there to put a black t-shirt on if the All Blacks win, and I one-upped him and said, I'll paint All Blacks onto a black t-shirt if the All Blacks win for this review. Let's jump into something comfier then. Oh, not my best piece of arts and crafts, but there you go. I said it. I'm a man of my word. That's my at-home All Blacks jumper made there. So Duncan, cheers, mate. Let's get into it. We'll start off with Ireland. So like I said, man, too many errors, poor discipline, really cost them in this game. I thought at the start, come out with a bang, a lot of pressure from those opening instances, the opening interchange, Porter getting that box kick charge down. They get first opportunity to score points with an attacking scrum, probably 15 or 20 meters out, but end up knocking the ball on there. Slippery conditions, early handling errors, and there was there's one from Bundy Aki early on with a loose pass and then a knock on a little bit later on. Very unlike Bundy Aki, but the handling proving costly for Ireland in this game because there was quite a few handling errors. Yes, the conditions weren't the best, but both teams have to play in those conditions. I thought they were attacking New Zealand rucks really well early on, contesting for every opportunity they got to have a crack at the rucks. They did that, and they caught Ratima quite a few times right behind the ruck, slowing All Blacks ball down. And I in the early stages of this game, I'm like, this is great tactic. It's working really well. But Nick Berry just blew them out of the game with costly penalties there. Like a lot of those penalties were right. So the whole game was 13. Ireland conceded 13 penalties. 8 of those penalties were defensive penalties, and then the other 5 being on the attacking side. So while Ireland were using a certain way to really try and break down this All Blacks attack, so Ireland were really contesting for every ruck and were just giving away too many penalties in doing that as well. And it allowed Damian Mckenzie to do what he did off the tee. I thought their defensive line on defense was really good, really well connected, staying together, pushing up hard, catching, especially in that first half, caught All Blacks behind the advantage line a ton of times. The celebrating after every knock-on or penalty or very England-esque, and it doesn't really work out for England that well. I get it in the moment. You're, yes, but it's the over-exaggerated. It's just a knock-on. So, man, who am I? I'm not in the middle there. I'm not feeling it as much as they are. It doesn't always look good, especially if you end up winning the game, then those celebrations look great. But if you lose, It doesn't look so good. And I thought they were doing that quite a lot. After every penalty or knock-on went their way, they were celebrating massively. Massive missed opportunity. Line out 10 meters out, 33 minutes. So that's those championship minutes. 10 minutes before halftime, 10 minutes after halftime, and then lose the ball at first phase. All Blacks did. I think there was a little hand in the ruck there, but man, if you're getting away with it, do it. Any way you can to disrupt the ball or the opposition's ball, do it. It's a big missed opportunity there for Ireland. In the second half, they got straight. And then this is where I thought, like, okay, momentum, Ireland showing all the momentum here. Great start into the second half. Straight into it. Get a penalty off the kickoff. Go for the line-out. Don't go for 3 points. They lose the ball at that line-out, but then they tackle Sam Cane over the try line. So they get the scrum. From the scrum, Bundy Aki gets over that, or Doris picks up and gets over that vantage line. They come around the corner, just that wave after wave, and each time inching that little bit closer, and All Blacks just couldn't hold on, and Van der Fleer crashes over for the first try of the game. And that's talk about those championship minutes, the 10 minutes before halftime, or either side of halftime. And this is where I thought, right, second half, best start to the second half. And I'm like, okay, Ireland, now I've got it. Now they're going to start to run away with it. And it's just, man, credit to the All Blacks. They're just stuck in there. Determinate, all of those things, just All Blacks, man. Like I said, this is at the 60th minute, 12 penalties conceded from Ireland. They ended up conceding one more for the rest of the game. So 13 penalties in the game. That's 13 times you're giving the ball to the opposition. Too many errors, and then the handling errors were poor as well, I thought. Bad discipline. That's that. Then there is talk of the cohesion. They haven't, this is their first test since the July tests. First test together, even though a ton of those players all played together for Leinster, we know international level is a different ball game. So cohesion may be a problem there. Standouts, Bundy Aki, I thought was, besides his early knock-ons or his early handling errors, he's really good. First phase, getting over that vantage line, setting that platform for Ireland. And I thought Joe McCarthy was immense too. Very physical in defense and strong with ball in hand. And did love his little celebrations as well after every knock-on. Our Irish fans, what do you guys think of the celebrations after knock-ons or penalties that they got? Do you guys like that at all? Love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Now, jumping over to the All Blacks, to the mighty All Blacks. There you go. I will never bet against the All Blacks again unless they play the Springboks. They just keep proving everyone wrong. It's like that, told you, write us off. And not saying I wrote them off, not saying anyone wrote them off, but man, there's been so much talk about Razor, his decisions, this team. Are they in a rebuilding phase? Some players that people want to be playing, like your Richie Mwangas, Frizzell, that aren't there in key positions. And this team just step up. Step up. That rebuilding phase, there's none more of that. The All Blacks, this team is still here. This is the real deal. To go over to Ireland and beat them at the AVIVA, on their front door, like how they did in this dominant performance. And well done, and hats off to the All Black side. Yes, not Ireland's best performance, but you play what's in front of you, man. And All Blacks did that today. Unforced errors and a bit of ill discipline to start off the game from the All Blacks allow Ireland to just cruise into this game and get those 3 points. I thought both teams gave away quite a few penalties and early just unforced errors, getting into the swing of it. Yes, maybe the weather played a bit of a role, but not sure. Their first lineouts, or the lineouts looked slick from the All Blacks, I thought. Yes, there was one where there was an attacking opportunity for the All Blacks. They didn't go to post. They went to the lineout, and Almoor didn't throw that straight. A bit of a coach killer there. But other than that, lineouts were fantastic. And Barrett and Tupovaya were even getting up and stealing some of Ireland's ball. So I think All Blacks have really they've knuckled down on their lineouts, and they've come away with a great performance. You can hand it to them for this weekend's game versus Ireland. Great performance off the line. I think they missed the one. That's what I can remember. I thought they were getting caught out a lot of times at ruck or behind the ruck. So whether they're not securing their ball enough, not getting enough numbers into the ruck, and Ratima was getting caught behind the ruck as well, getting balls turned over at ruck time. But that is also credit to Ireland because they really attacked New Zealand's rucks well there. I thought off the scrums, All Blacks were finding good meters just outside that outside centre channel, running their little shape plays off that. One time Will Jordan got a half break. Damian Mckenzie also just needed to draw and pass a couple of times there. One time he created the overlap, but they was getting a lot of meters around that outside centre channel. I thought Tamati Williams was really good at scrum time. Applying a ton of pressure to Ireland's front row there, and just love it when these youngsters get the opportunity and they step up to it. I thought when Tossi and Ofa Tongafasi came on, they were good as well. Big talking point, the Geordie Barrett tackle on Ringrose. I think, it needs to be a bit lower. I do think the yellow was fine, and I'm glad it stayed at the yellow. It wasn't escalated to a red. I think the yellow was fine. When this happened, I was like, please don't let this derail the game. In those 10 minutes, Ireland did go on to score a try, but credit to All Blacks, man. They absorbed a ton of pressure throughout the whole game and just kept getting up, kept going, kept getting up, kept going. Taking the penalties when they were on offer. D-Mac was great off the tee. They struggled. I thought the cohesion in attack wasn't really there for the All Blacks. They really struggled to string phases together. Players just weren't coming off. But again, credit to Ireland for attacking their rucks in that regard. I do think All Blacks fans need to chill a little bit on calling other teams out when All Blacks score a ton of tries and other teams maybe only kick penalties. Like in this game, All Blacks, yes, they scored the one try, but the rest of the points were penalties. It was like 18 points to penalties. It's okay to kick penalties, guys. It's part of the game. All right? So whenever All Blacks fans want to say stuff about, we scored more tries, you guys only kick penalties, like, it's okay to kick penalties, all right? If you guys didn't kick all those penalties you did in this game, you probably would have ended up losing. So it's all right to kick penalties. For the Will Jordan's try, I think it was great from the All Blacks, just spreading Ireland's defense. Ireland's defense are rushing up, nice and staying well connected, but just that side to side. And when they did string a few phases together, they could stretch that Ireland's defense like they did, and Will Jordan comes back down. They come back down the other side, and Will Jordan goes over to score. Man, death taxes and Will Jordan scoring tries. Loves the try line. I thought the turnover from Ardie Savea in the 74th minute was just the boom, this is it. We're here, we've done it. That was just the nail in Ireland's coffin. They were on the attack, gaining momentum, and Ardie Savea comes up with a huge, huge play. Damian Mckenzie, 6 out of 8 off the tee. Fantastic. I think he played really, really well. Coming in, getting that 10 jumper, just the cool, calm, collected, seeing what's up, playing what's in front of him, kicking well out of hand, kick well off the tee, marching the troops around on the field. Just his sleight of hand, sometimes could have maybe passed a bit sooner the one time, but created overlaps. Really just a mature performance from Damian Mckenzie in that 10 jumper, and probably the best game he's played for the All Blacks at 10. And what a game to do it at. Ireland at Aviva. Holy, what a game. Standouts for me, Wallace Atiti was strong again, strong with ball in hand, strong defensively, and then Damian Mckenzie, 6 from 8 off the tee and really good around the park. All Blacks get the job done. Holy, they 2 from 2 on their Autumn Nations series tour. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Who played well, who didn't. All Blacks march on. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.